Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I've had some new subscribers, so hey, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm finally going to be doing the Booktuber Newbie Tag. So I have the questions down here on my phone. I know my channel's actually been up for a really long time. It was actually like a beauty slash fashion channel, but I've always loved books, and I've actually over the past maybe like sometime last year, a year before, I started incorporating like books into like my beauty and fashion stuff, like as far as like favorites, and then I kind of started doing like reviews while I did my makeup and things like that. Although I wasn't getting a lot of views on those particular videos, I still did them because I still enjoyed talking about books. Back in like just a little backstory before we get started, just to kind of make you understand why my channel has kind of veered into more of a booktube channel. Back in 2017, I got really sick, and my life just kind of took a little change. It kind of just veered off a little bit. And as I struggled to figure out what was wrong with me, as I struggled to get better, and me personally changed, not drastically, but I mean, we all change as we get older. And during that time, a lot of me changed. I just started looking at things in a different way, things that I really enjoy doing. And I kind of stepped away from my channel because I didn't really, as much as I do still love makeup and fashion and still kind of present it, not much on my channel anymore, but if you follow me on Instagram, I sometimes like post what I'm wearing, or, you know, just fashion or beauty sort of post here and there. It's mostly become more of a Bookstagram now, but it is still my personal Instagram. So anyway, like I said, my life just kind of shifted a little bit, and I started thinking a little differently and started enjoying different things, and I got back into reading. I've read my whole life, as far as back as I can remember. Not as much as I read now, of course, but I've always been an avid reader. I've always loved books. I've always loved like physical books, and I started getting back into reading more during that time of this illness, of trying to figure out what was happening. Also, just other life changes happened. I left my job of 16 years to stay home and just kind of figure out myself and get better. And I needed to get better. My job was very stressful. It was bringing me down, and I wasn't improving. I have a whole video on what was wrong. It's nothing bad. It's basically really bad acid reflux when it all comes down to it. I also have a hiatal hernia. I basically just have to really watch what I eat. But I went through a whole year of not knowing that because I didn't have heartburn. I had no like what you would consider acid reflux symptoms. I actually had nasal problems. I was very nasally for a very long time, for months. And my doctors could not figure out why I was so congested when I wasn't congested. Like, I could breathe, but my voice was very nasally, and I was just inflamed all in here, and they could not figure out why. I finally went to one doctor. I was also had a consistent cough. I coughed constantly. It was very embarrassing. I hated going anywhere because all I did was cough, and I didn't want people to think that I was sick and coughing on them, because I wasn't technically like ill as far as like, you know, the flu or the cold or anything that I could give anybody else. But I didn't know that, you know, I didn't know what was happening. Finally, one doctor told me, she's like, "You have acid reflux." I'm like, "What? How? I don't have heartburn." So I learned so much over that past year, and just have become not a different person, but just took a little bit different picture at the way things were before to how I need to start making things better. So, you know, I changed. I basically changed, and I'm not a different person, but yet my interests have changed. Other things like that have changed. I'm very much more happier now. I do work now. I work from home though. I am very blessed to have this position, to be able to be in a stress-free environment, and my job is not stressful at all. Anyway, that's kind of a long story long, kind of a backstory of how I got here and how my channel kind of switched. So like I said, I'll link that video down below if you want to hear all about my sickness and my illness and what I went through and all that great fun stuff. I'll link that down below. We're not going to go into that here, but I did not realize that there was this whole world of Booktube. I had no clue. I started like filming again, and I started doing like my beauty videos and my fashion videos, but I wasn't feeling it. Like I didn't want to film. It wasn't fun for me anymore. Like I said, I still love doing my makeup and playing with fashion and dressing up and shopping and all that other stuff that I've loved before, but it's just not, it's not in the front anymore. It's like not something that I want to present. I was never like super good at it, you know. It's just something that I enjoyed and I wanted to share with other people. I just enjoy sitting here in front of a camera and discussing these things. But then I started, like, the more I started back into my reading and listening to my books, I was like, I want to talk about these books. And I don't have really anybody, I mean, my very good friend Debbie is also a book lover, but sometimes we don't like the same things, but we don't always like sit and chit chat about books. We do sometimes, but that's not what we do all the time. So I just wanted to have a place where I can go and talk about this book that I just read or listened to and I was really excited about. So I started doing videos as putting on my makeup, and I would talk about these books. So that's kind of how that kind of died off. I still wanted to, but I still wanted to talk about books. So one day I was like, does anybody else talk about books on YouTube? So I started searching and I realized like there's this whole place of people loving books, and I got so excited. I wanted to be a part of that. So I just jumped right in. I didn't do any tags. I just jumped right in. So we'll start with the questions and maybe I'll explain myself more. I'm kind of getting way off. But question one is, why did you start this channel? Well, honestly, why I started this channel was to share my love of beauty and fashion with people out there. It was just something I wanted to do as like a hobby, because I actually just enjoyed sitting in front of the camera and talking, whether it's to myself or anybody else that's watching. I really enjoyed it. Michael and I don't have any children, so I have a lot of free time on my hands, and this was something that kind of gave me something exciting to look forward to and to do. So that's honestly the reason I started my channel. I started Booktube because, like I said, things changed and my things I was more passionate about changed more to books, and I wanted to talk about those books. So, and then that came into realizing that there's a whole world of booktubers out there, and like I said, I just jumped right in. So that's how my Booktube channel started. And I didn't switch over to a new channel or anything like that. So I know probably half of my subscribers here were subscribers from my beauty channel. I don't know if any of those subscribers still watch me. If you do, thank you for sticking around. I understand if maybe you want to unsubscribe, because I probably will not be doing beauty or fashion on this channel anymore. It's gonna basically be just books. I may include every now and then some things, beauty and fashion that I'm loving at the moment. You know, I may do that, but it's gonna be mostly books. So I understand if you're not into that and you want to unsubscribe. I completely understand. If you're interested in books and you want to keep on watching me, then I would be more than happy for you to stay and stick around and watch me. I'm not here for the views or the amount of subscribers. I'm here because I enjoy doing it. I've been doing this for a really long time. I don't know if it'll probably says somewhere on my channel when I started this. So obviously I'm not here for any type of fame or anything like that. I'm here because I enjoy it. It's something for me to look forward to. And I've been enjoying so much talking about books with everyone. So that's why I started my Booktube channel. I don't plan on like switching it over to any other channel. This is it. My name is Amy. My middle name is Lou. Everybody calls me Amy Lou. So that's what my channel is. It's Amy Lou. And that's just me. And that's just basically how it's going to be. The next question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I can include more into my channel than just books, because I do, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but I do still love beauty and fashion. And there are things that I still find and I incorporate into my routine that I want to share. And I'm like, well, I don't really have that type of channel anymore. But I kind of like to maybe start getting back into doing that. Maybe talking about like maybe my favorite books of the month and incorporating that with maybe a favorite mascara that I'm loving, or anything, a favorite shoe that I'm loving or wearing, or a favorite top that I'm loving, or I don't know. I've been kind of thinking about that on the side, incorporating that kind of back into my channel, but I don't know if anybody would be interested in that. Another thing that I can bring to YouTube is I haven't been able to really find a lot of booktubers that enjoy like the same type of books. I have found like a good handful, but you don't see a lot of people out there that really truly love thrillers, and that's basically all they read. That's basically all I read, are mysteries and thrillers. I'll throw in a mixture of other things. Also, I don't see a lot of booktubers that incorporate LGBTQ into their Booktube channel, and I read a lot of gay romances, either mostly male romances. I have not tapped into female yet, but I'm interested into getting into that. I just enjoy the story. I think it's beautiful, and love is love, and I don't see a lot of channels out there that have that on their channel. So that's something you will be seeing more of. I haven't done a lot because I didn't, because I've kind of been more into my thrillers lately, but like last month I did read a good bit of gay romances, which if you go back in, or if you watched my September wrap up, it's in there. I read a few of them, but I'd like to start getting back into reading more of those because I have kind of missed them. So that's another thing that I can bring to Booktube. Number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm excited I've been excited to talk about books, basically. I'm excited to have come across such an amazing community. The beauty community is so different from this amazing book community. Beauty part can be very competition wise, and that was never me. You know, I knew I could not compete with so many talented artists out there. I'm not an artist, and I don't claim to be, and I never claimed to be good at makeup. I just liked it, and I always get complimented on my makeup. People ask me to do their makeup, so that's why I have a hair floating around, like it's somewhere around this area and I can't get it away. But anyway, so that's kind of what made me start my channel in the first place, because I've always got compliments on my makeup, and I've actually had people ask me to do their makeup for events, or mostly friends and family, but that was really fun. So that's kind of how I got into it. But I'm really excited that I found this book community, because it's just been so much fun, and everyone is just so sweet and nice, and I've gotten nothing but nice comments on my videos, and that's been a joy, because I've gotten some bad comments before, like in the beauty community. That's not fun. That's not fun to hear. anyone being talked down to. But you just kind of gotta brush it aside and go about your day. You know, you don't know these people. They don't really truly know you. But the book community is just a wonderful group of human beings and people, and I've just been having so much fun. Number 4, why do you love reading? I don't know why I love reading. That's sort of a difficult question. I enjoy just kind of separating myself from wherever I'm at into this book that I'm currently reading, whatever world that's in. Like, I'm kind of more focused on that. I don't know why I like it. That's a very hard question. I know when I got back into being more of an avid reader back in when I was ill, it kind of took me away from that place, and it kind of, because my thoughts were just so much of I'm sick and I don't know what's wrong with me. So picking up a book was somewhere I could be that I wasn't worried about that at the time. So that could be a reason why I love reading. But truly, I just love a book in my hand. I love a good story, and I love to talk about it. Number 5, what book or series got you into reading? This is going to be very cliche, but I'm going to have to say Harry Potter. Because, I mean, even though I read as a child, I wasn't really into reading. I had books, and I think I read, you know, my share of, like, Judy Blume. Of course, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. That was, like, one of my favorite books. But I wasn't as into it as when I discovered Harry Potter. I discovered Harry Potter at a very low point in my life. I've had a couple low points in my life, but hey, we're human. Everybody has these points. Michael and I had just gotten married. I had quit my current job because things just weren't going well, and I was basically a housewife. We were struggling very much. My days were just staying home and cleaning. That trailer was clean. It was clean. I cleaned that thing every single day. Laundry, cooked, you know, whatever I could to make myself useful, I guess. But yeah, so it was a sort of a low point in my life. But anyway, I was actually cleaning, and I had on the TV, and at that time we had HBO. Why we had HBO, I don't know, because we were poor, but The Sorcerer's Stone was on. And I mean, I've heard the hype of Harry Potter, but it was more veered toward a children's book, so I just wasn't interested in it. But I was hearing so much about it, and everybody was talking about it. And anyway, the movie was on, and I was like, oh, nothing else on. I'll just see what this whole Harry Potter thing is about. Next thing I know, I'm all cuddled up on the couch watching this movie. Like, I could not take my eyes off the movie. So after I watched that, I had to have more. So when my husband got home, I told him all about it. I was so excited. And I think I don't know if he must have felt sorry for me or whatever, because I was like, can I please go get the books? I don't know how many books are out, but can I please go get them? I think the first 3 books were out at that time. And he was like, okay, yeah, fine, go ahead and go get them. So the next day, I went out to probably Barnes and Nobles, and I bought the first 3 books, and I devoured them. And I have been a Potter fan ever since. I drug my best friend in there with me, and we just rode the Potter wave. It was so much fun. I miss it so much. I still have all my original books. I've never bought any type of collection or anything like that. It must have been 1 through 4, because the 4th book is in paperback. So books 1 through 4 I have in paperback, and the rest are hard copies. But we went to every Harry Potter event at Barnes and Nobles. Every event we went. So long story long, I am just making this out to be the longest video ever. But Harry Potter, that's what really kind of started me like back into reading. So since then, I picked up Twilight and so many other series, Hunger Games and Divergent series, and I was just all into all of that. And I think that's when I started getting into like the House of Night series and all the Charlene Harris books with Stookie Stackhouse, because True Blood came on. Or I mean, it just kind of started rollerballing, and then when all of that ended and there was nothing else to look forward to, I started to turn to other genres, mysteries and thrillers, and cozy mysteries was probably my favorite after all the hype of Harry Potter and Twilight kind of died down. I started getting into cozy mysteries, and then since then it's been like more thrillers and things like that. But yeah, so there you go, Harry Potter. Number 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I have no idea. My hair is so flat. I've discovered so many great booktubers on here, but I have no idea what I would ask them. How do they read so fast? How do they read so much? I try, but the only way I can really read a lot of books within a month is if I incorporate audiobooks into there. But I listen to audiobooks anyway. I'm a very avid audio listener, just because I sit at my desk all day. My desk is over here, and doing all my thing, I have to have something. I have to have something to occupy me, whether it be a podcast, whether it be a book. Sometimes I just want to listen to music, but for the most part, it's a book. So I listen to a lot of books. So that's how I get the majority of my books read or listened to in a month. Cause I'm just not, it takes me a good week to read one book, especially if it's a hefty one. Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I don't know. I have no idea. The hardest to overcome. Challenges, the hardest to overcome. I guess maybe going back to what I was saying before, like just not worrying about how fast everyone else is reading or how many books a month everyone else is reading, and just go at my own pace, you know. But I kind of became one with that already. So I don't know. I don't really have a good answer for that one. Number 8, when did you start reading? Oh my gosh. I mean, back when I was a kid. I mean, like I said, I read Judy Blume, but I wasn't an avid reader as a child. So I would have to say I was in my early 20s, maybe. It was really right after high school. So 19, 20, somewhere around there. I got married when I was 21. So, and it really picked up sort of after that. So there you go. Number 9, where do you read? Either in the tub or in my bed. I do a lot of like physical reading in the tub or at night, you know, before I go to bed. Sometimes I have a little love seat in here. Sometimes I'll come in here and get cozy on my love seat and read there. Sometimes I'll go outside on my patio and read there. During the summer, I love to read out by the pool. So I don't really have a specific place, but if I had to say, it's, for the most part, it's at night in my bed before I go to sleep. And the last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? Mysteries and thrillers, hands down. That'll be my number 1 pick. My number 2 pick will be gay romances. And I especially love like a story within a story. I also love when someone doesn't remember, like maybe they were in a coma and they don't remember how they got there, kind of thing. The mystery of that. So yeah, mysteries, thrillers, psychological thrillers are my absolute favorite, but my number 2 pick would be gay romances. I love a good gay romance. Alright, that is it, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this random video I decided to put out today. I've been wanting to do this tag. I just never felt it was the right moment, and I just kept putting out content, and I kept telling myself, you know, you really need to do this newbie tag because you truly are a newbie. So here it is. Thought I'd do it for y'all today. Again, thank y'all so much for watching. All my new subscribers out there because of the Booktube channel and the Booktube world, thank you so much for following along with me. Come say hello in the comments below. Let me know what you want to, what would you like to see from me? Any particular content you would like to see. I am currently vlogging the Spookathon right now, so that'll be coming up next week. But I'd love to know what else you would like to see from me. So hope you are having a wonderful October reading month. It is spooky season. I love this time of year. It's finally cool outside. My brother's lives next door, and he's weed eating his yawn, and he's in jeans, and that makes me so happy because we've been tromping around in shorts for like weeks now. It's been so hot around here, and today we had like 2 days over the week this past weekend that were cool, but today it feels really nice. Even though I'm in short sleeves, I'm inside the house, but it's really nice outside. So anyway, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.